Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated. I'm pretty excited today. I've got writer and journalist Silvia San Martin. So welcome, Silvia.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy that you're here. Did I get somewhere close to pronouncing your name right?
It's okay. Silvia San Martin. It's okay.
Yeah, that's not terrible. That's not terrible.
No,
It sounds a lot better when you say it, though.
Have you ever studied Spanish?
Well, okay. So I was telling you off camera that I live in West Virginia, grew up here, and I did have Spanish when I was in high school, a couple of years of it. And my aunt was the Spanish teacher, but she spoke with a very, like, you can hear my West Virginia accent. She had a very strong Southern accent. So her Spanish that she was teaching us did not sound like Spanish. You know what I mean? It had a very West Virginia flavor to it. So I can understand a little bit. I can read a little bit. I can count. I know most of the alphabet, but the language didn't stick with me. Like my wife, I was telling you about her. She's half Mexican, so she's pretty fluent. She speaks, and you would think that would rub off on me. I drive her crazy.
Well, I teach Spanish too, so I can teach you.
I know. I was going to ask you about that. So I didn't know if you were teaching Spanish or if you were teaching English to Spanish people.
Well, mainly I teach Spanish to foreign people, but I teach English to some Spanish, mainly teenagers and these things.
Yeah. Did you go to school to learn to do that? How did you end up becoming a language teacher?
Well, first I studied journalism. Then I prepared for Teach 2 and made some course for teaching Spanish. But mainly I'm journalist, but I work as a Spanish teacher too. And writer, I have taught Spanish in Nike, Google, and in a lot of companies in Madrid.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's such an important skill when you can speak more than one language. Do you speak more than two?
Well, I studied Portuguese at university, but I forget most of them. So Spanish and English is okay, I think.
Yeah. And Spanish, I think Spanish is such a pretty sounding language, and it's not one of the more difficult languages to learn, I don't think.
And normally foreign people learn Spanish better than Spanish people learn English. Yeah,
English is a little tougher, I think, because we have so many words that mean different things, but they're very similar, and it's just, it can be a little confusing, I think. Mm-hmm. So Silvia, let's start this way. Tell me a little bit about your writing. When did you decide, okay, I'm going to be a writer, and how did you how did you get into that? How'd that come about?
Well, I write a lot of things when I was a teenager. I won several prizes at high school and other things. Then I studied journalism. I work in the music business. I interview a lot of singers. And then first in radio, in mass media, and then I started my website, my first website in 2008, I think, silviasanmartin.com, and I write a lot of articles there. And then in 2017 or something like that, I thought, okay, I love writing, but I don't like publicity. So my web is free, but people need to pay something because I'm working for free. So it was like, okay, I'm going to write everything in a book. So first I write my first book, this, Reflexiones y Recomendaciones, with interviews, a lot of articles, pictures, and recommendations of movies, TV shows, books. So instead of the web, I start with this. And this was the first. And I have 7 by now because this year I published 5 books. I have
That's amazing.
A lot of time. Yes, I have a lot of time at home with the COVID situation, so I need to write. So now I have 7. After this, another with articles. This I published this just before the COVID, in February, before the COVID. Sigo reflexionando with more articles and these kind of things. And then this year, in January or February, I published 2 little books. These 2, Mis Pequeños Grandes Relatos, is like short stories.
Yeah.
And this Christmas, Mis Cuentos de Navidad, Christmas stories.
Nice.
And after this, I published a book. I have been working 2 years because it's like more than 300 pages. Sobrevivir al maltrato y al COVID-19 is like surviving an abusive relationship and the COVID-19. And it's the story of a journalist who worked in TV, and she broke up with her boyfriend, and when she's at home, she cannot work. The COVID-19 starts, so she tells us everything about the COVID, and we see how she recovered for the abusive relationship too. And then I published this. Terminé de reflexionar, is like I finished thinking with more articles, the pictures of Tenerife and another place here.
Oh,
and
nice.
In fact, in the other one I told you, in this Sigo Reflexionando, you have picture of the beach in LA, of the Niagara Falls, and a lot of places too. They are very nice. Let's see if I can find one of this. Yes, you can see Niagara Falls here. I was there too.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And
well, you have been really, like, when most of us were trying to figure out what are we going to do for, during COVID, you wrote like a whole library of books.
Yes, I was writing. I was writing a lot because I need to do something. I was alone at home and we cannot do anything. So I have been like 1 year alone at home. I need to write. I need to do something.
Yeah.
And recently I published this one, La Nueva Vida de Diana, the new life, Diana's new life, that this continues this one. So
I see. So are they fiction or are they based on a true story?
These 2 are based on a true story, but with some fiction.
Yeah.
So it's like a mix of them. And I do some notebooks too, in order people start writing. I don't know if you check with my pictures. I published this like a few years ago.
Yeah, show me that.
This picture is from Santa Monica Beach when I was there. And it's a notebook, so you can write anything. Like
very nice. So it's got your pictures on it, but then the inside you can use it as a journal or a notebook. That's really nice.
The cover is with pictures. I did the pictures and photos and mis apuntes, my notes. This one, Escribe tu historia, write your story.
Very nice.
The photo is of Niagara on the Lake in Canada. And you can write anything here. And this one, the picture is Alicante Sport in Spain.
So and you've taken all of those pictures?
Yes, I took all the pictures too.
Oh, that's nice.
And
you're a pretty talented photographer.
Yes, I love to, when I go to the beach, I like to get up very early at 6 o'clock and go to the beach to see the sunrise and take photos.
Yeah.
And this one is very nice for children. The photo was made in Brighton, in England. So it's very nice for children. So
that's really nice. Yeah, that's really nice. So when you were growing up and going to school, what were you involved in? Were you involved in sports? Did you do theater? Did you sing? What did you do?
I dance. The first
Oh,
thing
you
I
did?
did, I danced the typical dance of my city, of my area.
Yeah.
So I love dancing. And in fact, the first money I earned in my life was dancing.
Oh, that's terrific. That's terrific. Can you still do the dance?
Yes, I still can. So I can do something. I love dancing always. And then the music, then I start playing the guitar a little and then write.
Yeah, I saw pictures of you with the guitar. I was curious if you were actually getting pretty good at it.
No, in fact, not, because I don't have time with the work. When I am teaching Spanish, normally I go from one company to another, and Madrid is very big. So in the end, you are working all day. And with the books, I'm writing all day. So
yeah,
no, I'm not
you
good.
Look good. You look good with the guitar.
Yes.
I could hold a guitar and people would say, he doesn't play guitar. But when you hold it, you at least look like you play guitar.
Because I study guitar and I play guitar, but very little. So I'm not very good at it. And I have friends who are musicians. So in the end, it's okay, you play better than me, so you play the guitar, I write.
That's right. Well, you gotta, at some point, you'll figure it out. You just have to you gotta stop writing so many books and take a little time on the guitar.
Yes, I'm taking time for myself now, and I have my guitars there, the Spanish one and the acoustic guitar. So at some point, I had to continue with it.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, you have to. So how did you get into interviewing musicians? How did that come around?
Well, when I studied journalism at university, I started very soon in local radios. So I love music. I work with companies in the music business. So I introduce myself and I start interview a lot of singers very soon. So when I studied at university, I went to the radio, I go to the press conference, I went to the concert in the night. So it was like several years all day outside home. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite musician that you have interviewed?
Yes. If you ask me, Chayanne was very nice.
Yeah.
Shakira was very nice, really nice.
Yeah.
Roger Hudson is leader de Supertramp. He was really nice too. There were several people. Yeah.
I found that with podcasting, the majority of the people you talk to, very nice. It's very pleasant conversation. Every once in a while, you might run into somebody that's having a bad day or something. They're maybe not as friendly as you would like, but for the majority, pretty nice.
Yes, the majority are pretty nice, especially when you interview them.
Yeah, right.
Because they are working in the end. So
yeah. So
mostly are nice.
That's right. So what's next on your agenda? Now you have a whole library of books. Do you still have plans to write more? And if so, what's the next one about?
Yes, because it's like I have been without writing like 1 month or 1.5, and it's like I need to write. So I'm thinking about write another book with articles, and I'm thinking about write a book in English too, because all of these are in Spanish. So maybe it's time to write something in English.
Yeah, you should. For everybody else, I'm sure I'd be fine, but for everybody else, they should. No, I'd love that. I'd love for you to write a book in English. Although, my wife was helping me with some of that. So she was helping translate some of the stuff I was having trouble with. I mean, you're a very talented writer, and I like the fact that it's a little like some of your books. They're almost a little eclectic, and it brings in all these kind of fun things. So you're talking about several different subjects and you're giving advice, and it's just a lot of really good stuff in there. I found them very enjoyable.
Thank you. I want people read my book and think, and they forget the problems. So I like to help people with my books. And in fact, I have sold books in the US too, because everyone can buy my book on Amazon. So I have sold several books on Amazon US.
Yeah, it's really nice. You've got an author's page on Amazon, so you can go to your page. It's got all your books right there.
Yes, and I love videos and pictures to my page on Amazon, so you can find everything there.
Yeah, it's really well done. So talk to me a little bit about, I know some of your books, you're recommending movies, you're recommending TV shows. Give me a couple examples.
Well, for example, for movies, Wonder Woman. I love Wonder Woman. Justice League and all the superheroes movies.
Oh, you're a superhero fan.
Yes, I love all the pictures. I have to go to the cinema to watch Eternals.
I just saw that one.
Yeah, and how is good? It's
really good. It's got you got to stick around after the credits because it's got a couple of scenes after the credit scenes. But it's good. It's really, this one spends more time, I think, developing the characters and maybe not quite as much action, but I like that. I thought that was pretty good.
I have to go. I have to go to the cinema. And for TV shows, I love all the TV shows, especially the old ones of the 90s, Beverly Hills Now, 0210, Melrose Place, Baywatch, all these shows, I love them. I have all of them at home. I bought the DVDs when I was in LA and then on Amazon. So I love all these shows too.
I remember, back in the 90s when those shows were on, they were like must-see TV. So you'd have people would like throw little parties, kind of like watch parties where you get together and you'd watch the newest episode of Melrose Place or 90210 or Baywatch. Although Baywatch, I know that one much more international. It had much more of an international audience, I think, than the other two did. But yeah, I was a big fan of those.
The others too. When I was in high school, I watched Beverly Hills, Melrose Place. So who was
your character? Who was your person on 90210 that you liked the most at the time?
Well, everyone, Dylan and Brenda.
Yeah, Dylan and Brenda. Have you watched the new one, the remake of 90210?
Yes, I see a couple of years ago. Yes, only 8 chapters, but it was okay. I like it. Yeah,
it was pretty good. I mean, it was a little short. I didn't think it lasted as long as I would have hoped, but it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
I think we could continue watch for all the life if they do more seasons.
That's right. That's probably, that's everything old is new again. So they're, it's like all the stuff from the 80s and 90s is getting remade or brought back. It's actually pretty nice if you grew up in that time.
Yes, because they did very good shows.
Yeah. It's so we're watching after our interview tonight. My sons, some of my friends, we have a little guys' night when the women usually are doing something else and we get together and we watch a movie. So tonight we're watching the new James Bond movie.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So we'll see. Good. We'll see how it goes.
I love all the TV shows, the cinema, the books. Yeah. When I saw, I think, okay, but I think about the next movie of Wonder Woman or the next book I want to read. I just finished today the Alisa Milano's book. Sorry, not sorry. I finished today. So
How was
for
that?
me,
I'm a big
it was
fan of
good.
hers.
Yes, it was good. I like the book. She did a good job with the book. And when I finished, the last page is like you thinking this woman is a good woman.
Yeah. Yeah. I enjoy watching her on Instagram. You know, she'll do some videos and stuff on there, and just, I don't know. I've always been a big fan of her because we got to kind of see her grow up. You know, she was on TV when she was so young, and then you got to kind of watch her grow up through the years. So I think that's part of the reason I'm a fan of hers.
Yes, I follow her on Instagram too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. I enjoy your Instagram. You do a good job with the pictures.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. I try. I like pictures, books, music, all of this. But I'm not very good with Instagram. So it's like I have to learn more. You know, with the technology, when we were teenagers, we didn't have all of this.
No,
so
that's right.
sometimes I have to ask my students, okay, how can I do this with the phone?
I've got the same trouble. So it was a big deal when I got on Twitter and Instagram. But now there's like TikTok and Snapchat and all these other ones. I'm like, that's too much for me. I'm too old.
I don't have TikTok or Snapchat. I don't have Twitter. I have only for a short time. I have Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, my web. It's enough.
It's enough. It's a lot. And it takes time. Like if you're putting stuff on all of them, it takes some time.
Yes, and I try to answer all the messages. So when I get up, it's like, okay, I have to answer this.
Yeah, that's time consuming. And when you're trying to write, a dozen books a year, you don't have a lot of time for that.
Yes, I want to publish more books than Shakespeare. I don't know if it's possible, but I'm trying.
You should. You totally should. Why not? I mean, if you're enjoying writing, why not? Get it out.
Yes, and I'm thinking if I can to go next year, or let's see if I can or not. I want to go to Hawaii. So if I go to Hawaii, probably I want to take a lot of pictures there.
Yeah.
So I need another book.
That's definitely on our bucket list, is to get out to Hawaii at some point.
I have to go. Yes, I want to go to Hawaii. I've never been. And as I told you, I want to go to Virginia and see the resort when they make Dirty Dancing. But, I couldn't meet Patrick's wife, sorry, but I could interview Eleanor Bernstein when she came here to Madrid to the theater. So it was like, I want to interview her. I had to ask a lot, but in the end, I could meet her and interview her.
Oh, that's terrific. That's terrific. How was she?
Very nice. It's a lovely woman.
Yeah, that's terrific. Yeah, you've interviewed some really talented, famous people, especially on the musician side. It's impressive. It's like you name somebody and you've probably talked to them.
Probably. And the thing is, I interviewed them when I was really young, 20, 23, no more. So I start very soon.
Yeah, that's terrific. Have you ever, do any of your books have those interviews in them or stories about those people in them?
Not really, because I have interviewed to some musicians and Spanish singers in the first one, but not then. I think I write something about the interview to Eleanor Bernstein, very little in one of the articles, but not because I don't like to speak about another people in a book. You have to be careful what you say.
That's true.
But some of the interviews are on YouTube, in my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I have some interviews to some musicians and this. but I have more than 100 radio programs I did in my computer, and I pass everything for the cassette to MP3 a lot of times, but I have more than 100 programs.
That's terrific. Yeah, because that's not an easy task. You know, if you've recorded them back when you're using cassettes and you have to kind of move them over, that's not easy.
Yes, because I have moved a lot in Madrid from one house to another. And at some point, I said, it's okay. I cannot move the 200 cassette because every program, 2 hours. So I have more than 200 cassette. And then with the movies, the same, and the CDs, I have a lot of CDs from the radio. And at some point, I pass everything to MP3 because each time I move from a house to another, it was like enough.
That's right. That's right. I know. It takes up so much space, so much easier just to store it on a computer.
Yes, but you know, when I write, now it's like, okay, now I have to have several computer, pen drive. I don't want to lose anything. So
yeah. Well, no, if you're going to put the time into it, you don't want to risk losing it.
No, especially with the books. Imagine one book I have worked for 2 years. You cannot lose that.
No. That'd be devastating.
Writing is like.
That'd be. I at that point, I'd probably have to quit. If I lost it, I'd be like, okay, I'm done. I'm not doing it again.
Luckily, everything is on Amazon, so probably Amazon.
Oh, they're not going anywhere.
My books, so
yeah, they're not going anywhere. So is there a genre of book that you haven't done that you would like to try?
No, I'm pretty happy with the books I made because I did everything. Especially with the last ones, I write the books. The pictures are mine. This photo I took when I fly to Tenerife in the plane. I make the layout. I do the promotion. I do everything myself. And it's the same with this. I took this picture in Tenerife just before the pandemic started. One afternoon, I think this was on February 15, just before the pandemic. And I took the picture, I write the book, I make all the promotion. If you watch the videos for this book, I choose the Wonder Woman merchandising. So I imagine the marketing campaign. I upload the book to Amazon. I do everything myself.
Yeah, that's amazing that you have the time to do that.
Well, the pandemic gives me the time.
Yeah, and you took advantage of it, which I'm a little jealous of, because chances are we're never going to get a time like that again. You know, you had so much free time. If you didn't take advantage of it, you're probably not going to get that opportunity again.
Because the foreign people I teach Spanish, when the pandemic started, they come back to their countries. So it's like, I don't have job.
Right.
Because it wasn't only bad for the tourists, for a Spanish teacher, foreign people come back to their countries and they didn't come back yet. So it's like, I have to do something.
Yeah. You wouldn't have anybody to teach.
Well, I teach online too. So sometimes, although other people are in another countries, I teach, but I have less job than before.
Yeah. That's right. I find that really interesting that you find time to teach languages while you're doing all this other stuff. That's impressive. Do you not sleep?
I sleep. I need to sleep. I had problems in the past, but now I sleep okay. I need to sleep. But when someone asks me, I don't know what to do, I'm bored, it's like, how can you be bored? I am always reading a book or writing or doing exercise. I don't have time for being bored.
No. Are you creative in other ways? I mean, do you paint or do you sculpt or sing, anything like that?
No, not really. Not really. but with teaching the books, and I like doing exercise too, and I don't have time for
no.
a
It'd
lot
be
of
tough to
things.
find anything else for sure. So tell me about the Smurfs, because I keep seeing Smurfs in your videos.
I love Smurfs. I have several at home. I love Smurfs, really, because since I was little, I like the blue color and I like Smurf. So each time I see something blue, it's like, oh, and I love them. And as you can see, it was very funny because I think it was for this book, the second one, I choose the Smurf for the marketing campaign, and they were the best ambassadors because some of my videos have more than 6,000 visits. So it's like the Smurfs are the best for my books. They have to introduce all my books.
Yeah, I love that idea, because you've got the one that's got it like talks back, right? Like you can say something and then it'll repeat it back to you.
Yes, the little one who repeat everything is very funny. Yes, like 2 years ago, I found on internet a very big shop, like I think it's near Amsterdam or something like that in Europe, and they sell all kind of articles about Smurf. So I bought there the little one who repeat everything. It is very funny. And my big one, Papa Smurf, is like 1 meter and is with me for like 20 years.
I thought you were probably a Smurf fan. I was like, she got to be a Smurf fan. I keep seeing them in the videos.
Yes, it's more, especially with this very big Smurf, is like, I like them a lot.
Yeah, that's terrific. So do you have any plans to try to turn any of your books or stories into like a TV show or a movie?
Well, if Steven Spielberg or someone wants, for me, it's okay. I think I cannot do everything. I mean, create the movie and everything, but if they want, why not? In fact, I did some things in TV shows when I was young. Like 20 years ago, I participated in some TV shows in Spain, little things. So I like, why no? If someone wants, for me, it's okay. Especially with these two ones, it could be for a movie, probably.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. It seems like you could do at least a movie, maybe a series, but at least a movie out of that one.
Well, if you know a director and
I'll set that up. We'll make that happen.
Yes. In America, everything is possible. So why not?
Right. Why not? And everybody's looking for stuff to watch now. You know, everybody just wants good stories. There's so much out there, but you're just looking for good stories, and you've got good stories. So let's do it.
So you have to introduce me to someone in the.
That's right. I got to set that up. I got to make that happen. So if you got the chance, if you could choose anybody to be the star from your book, who would it be?
I never thought of that, but for example, maybe Gal Gadot.
I knew you were going to say her. I knew it.
Yes, you just told me, okay, I like Julia Roberts too a lot.
Ooh, yeah.
I like Jennifer Lopez a lot.
Yes.
And a lot of people, but
those are good choices.
Why not?
They could all play the role.
Yes, probably one of them. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really terrific. I like the fact that with your writing, it's not all the same. You change it up from book to book a little bit. You try different things. I think that's really cool.
Yes, because I want everyone could choose which one. Because some readers like short stories, and other readers prefer articles and other novels. So a little of everything.
Talk about your Christmas book a little bit. Where did you come up with the stories for it?
Because I started writing Christmas stories when I was in high school, and I won several prizes. So some of them are here, and another ones are new. So there are a little of everything, but about Christmas. And I took the picture too from the.
Yeah, it's a beautiful picture. That might be the one. That might be the one we need to start turning into a series. We do like a different story every holiday, every Christmas.
And there are stories for children, teenagers, adults, for everyone. And it's true because when Christmas is close, a lot of movies, American movies about Christmas. So why not?
Yeah. Why not? We got work to do.
Yes, we have to do something.
So if you weren't writing, what would you be doing? Would you're not writing, you're not teaching. If you're not doing those two things, what are you doing?
If I win the lottery, travel.
I'm with you there. I'm the same way. If I could do it, I think I would travel. That would be my choice too.
Because we couldn't go too far from here with the COVID situation. So now I want to travel far to the US and this. And I want to move. I'm trying to sell my house because I want to move to another house. So now I'm taking the time for put my life in order after the pandemic.
Yeah.
So I want to move and I want to travel if I can, and maybe I change to another job. Why not?
Why not? Why not? You got to keep everything new and exciting, I think.
Yes, it's like, okay, I interview a lot of singers. I have teach enough. I have like 7 books. So it's like, I need to try something new. I don't know what, but I need to try something new.
Well, I'm sure it'll be terrific because it seems like everything you try your hand at turns out really well.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, Silvia, thank you so much for the time. This has been terrific. I've been so excited to speak with you. I think you're my first person that was actually in Spain when I was talking to them. So I think you're the first one. Hopefully not the last.
Thank you. No, I'm sure not. Thank you very much. And I'm sure you will come here soon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm excited to get over. I'm hoping next summer we can take a trip. But we have to do this again. Next time you got something that comes out, you'll have to come back and give us an update.
Well, perfect. When you want, we can speak about a lot of things.
Yeah, of course. So, okay. So before you go, talk to me about all your social media, where we can go besides Amazon to find your books and what you're up to. Go through all that.
Well, you have a lot of videos on YouTube, Silvia San Martin, and you can buy all the books on Amazon. And then I'm in Instagram, Silvia Love and Music, and LinkedIn, Silvia San Martin, and Facebook. But I use a lot LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube, and Amazon, and of course my web now is silviasanmartin.net. So they can find about my books there on my website.
Yeah, your website's pretty nice. Do you keep it up yourself?
I did myself.
It's pretty nice.
The website.
I do have one more question before I let you go. When do you do your books? Do you have an audio version of your books?
Not really, because if I do, I want to do myself with my voice. But for now, only books. Even I don't have ebooks because I think you need to get a book and read on paper.
Yes, I'm 100% in agreement.
And now with Amazon, you can do hardcover books. So I love them. So for me, a book you need to write. I buy some audiobooks too, but the good thing is sit on your armchair and read the book with a cup of coffee or tea.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I love holding a book in my hand. I never could I mean, I'll do it when I have to, but I've never gotten into using a tablet or an ebook or anything like that. I love having it in my hand. The older books, the kind of the older smell you get with them, and yeah, you have a nice drink. Or I used to, when I was younger, I'd eat them with I'd have an apple. You like slice up an apple and kind of eat and read a book. I've never gotten away from that. Like younger people now, they're mostly reading online. They're not reading, holding a book. But I don't think I'll ever change that.
No, you need to hold the book and read until you finish.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you so much, Silvia. So good to speak to you in person. It's just been terrific.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you for having me. And I hope we can talk soon again.
Yeah, we have to. Okay. Hold on one second. All right. So that was Silvia San Martin, and she was lovely and just terrific. What a talented woman. I'm so impressed that she's written 7 books in just a couple of years, most of those within the last year. That's amazing. And then when you add on her day job of teaching Spanish, English, it's just really, really impressive. I'm so impressed with her. And I think she's a really talented photographer too. She takes just beautiful pictures. So do yourself a favor, check out some of these books, and especially for our Spanish speaking viewers, fans, listeners. Silvia's terrific, and you'll definitely want to check that out. And it's just fun. She gives advice on TV shows, on movies. She talks about musicians that she spoke to, places she spoke with, places she's traveled. She's got some fiction stories. It's so much fun. So please check Silvia out. Thank you guys so much for joining us again this week. Don't take that for granted. Really appreciate it. If you haven't done so yet, we could use the help with our YouTube channel, Meisterkhan Pod. Please go there and subscribe. That would really be a big help to us. You can also find all 300 plus episodes, audio and video, on our website, meisterkhan.com. We've got a fun blog on there from Brett. He's a talented writer himself, and he puts a lot of fun, geeky stuff on there. And it'll let you know if we're doing anything in studio, if we're traveling to shows, will be on there as well, meisterkhan.com. So check that out. Until next time, bye, everybody.